Shouts out BigSteve.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Big Brain MMA episode 127. Break week from UFC. So we're doing PFL number 3. No problems with regionals whatsoever. I do enjoy a bit of a break from the UFC. And we'll try and make money like usual. Did we make money last week? We did not. Well, we did on the PFL, so let's do a quick little review. What do we got? We got Glenn Bott, sup gentlemen. Pepe Silva, where the hell is Steve? I'm right here, mate. You know where I am. David L is BigSteve, apparently. Mr. Sando finally made a live one. Let's go, dude. I mean, you live in Australia like me, mate. You should be here for all the live ones. I guess I'll do it early, so. Alrighty. So last week for the PFL, I made a measly $500 profit, right? With my new units, it's like a quarter unit. What do we have? Let me just adjust my screen. It's pissing me off. What do we have? I had $1,000 on the Jacob Endo against Yakshimura when he went to pick him. Obviously, he got killed round 1. That annoyed me straight away because I really thought about going with the under 1.5 instead. So yeah, losing bets don't bother me that much. That one bothered me a lot because it could have been profit if I made the right choice. I had $100 on Josh Savella via sub because he was paying $26 on Neds. That was obviously a mistake. It was meant to be Sue's sub line. When he got that easy takedown, I got excited. Obviously, he broke his thumb. Typical PFL bullshit. I had to win a unit on Michael Dufort against Mads Burnell. You know, Mads Burnell always underwhelming, no defense. Just a jiu-jitsu dude moving up in weight class. Looked fat. Won $1,000 there. And yeah, last minute, Rob Wilkinson. I played half a unit, $1,000 to win around 700 when the line improved. Yeah, I just didn't get it. You know, I barely had time to tape that fight, but then I just taped one fight of Rob Wilkinson. I'm like, yeah, this is a smash spot. You know, I've been on Breeze on all these regionals, you know, the under 1.5s and when he's running through bums, but he wasn't going to submit Rob. Rob's been a black belt when he was in the UFC 5 years ago, and yeah, just a big natural light heavyweight, and he ran through him. I couldn't decide whether to play that or the under 1.5, but maybe I should have gone half a unit Rob, half a unit under 1.5. So yeah, $500 there. If in terms of regrets, obviously the biggest regret is not playing the under 1.5. And if I hit that instead of losing 1,000, I would have won 1,000. I would have swept the card. Other than that, I regret passing on the under 1.5 on the Carlos Jr. fight. It was plus money. I regret not taping Primus. It looked like massive favorite. A bunch of people played it in my Discord. I just ran out of time last week. And yeah, I regret not playing the under 2.5 in the Impa Kasaganai fight. Me and my boy Lou were saying that's got a lot of value. In terms of the UFC, we'll share it because it was a big UFC 300. I passed on Cody Garbrandt. I was really close to playing him. I had Bobby Green. Not Bobby Green, pardon me. I had Jim Miller, pretty close to 1 unit, 1,500. I had Jalen Turner under 1.5 rounds and Jayla Turner round 1 and 2. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to play. The 1 and 2 gave me extra 2.5 minutes, but the under 1.5 gave me some finishing upside on Moicano, so I played a quarter unit on both. They were both pick'em. I had half a unit on Diego Lopez. I had a whole unit on Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage to end in round 1. I had 2 units on Armin Sarukian. I was a little bit sweaty. And yeah, I had a whole unit on Jamal Hill, and I had like half a unit on the fight. Doesn't start round 5. It was almost minus 500 on minus 200 on Bet Online, which is crazy. I should have gone bigger on that. So in the end, I lost 3,300, like 1.88 units. Not even 2 units lost. But yeah, the biggest regret there is I took a break on Tuesday, just to not burn out and to have a bit of a rest because I've been taping a lot earlier. And before I took a break, I locked in Jim Miller and Hill. I was going to pass on both of them. And after the break, I hated both those bets. And as the week went on, I kind of realized that Armin Sarukian was probably going to be minus EV bet too. I know he's not anything like Makachev. He makes mistakes. His striking's not that great. And has no submission upside. But yeah, this is why, you know, I don't really lock in bets nice and early in the week. I just kind of let it think. I let it simmer. I have dreams about my bets, and I really decide. The good things, you know, I'm happy I passed on Cody. I live bet Bobby Green. for $1,000 after round 1 when he was pick'em to get out of my position. I couldn't really get out of Jim Miller because the line didn't move. What else? Those are the good things. I'm happy I left 2 units on Armin Sarukian. As if you know me, I don't really leave 2 units on things. And regrets, regrets playing Hill, I guess. Playing the round 1 for Bo Nickel, that was annoying. Not playing doesn't go for Carla Harrison. Not playing more than half a unit on Diego Lopez. That was one of my favorite bets, but I just waited too long to lock it in, and then I ended up going half a unit. And not live betting Moicano when he was still plus money on top. But yeah, shit happens. This week I got no bets. I'm going back to my usual self of just thinking about things, not rushing things, and waiting for something to pop up on the regionals. And let's see if it does. When I do the PFL, I'll do some of the other regionals I taped as well. So stick around. And if you have any good bets, chuck them in the chat. Still over 10,000 for the year, like 9 units. It's fine. The big month is coming. That's when we're gonna kick off. Dan Hamilton, cheers from Boston. Cheers, Dan. LP again. Loves BJ Penn. Mr. X here from Big Steve's Leans from the Dungeon. Thank you, Mr. X. Bo Nickel stinks. Lou Betcha. Of course he does, mate. Alrighty, first fight. Romain Debian versus Tad Jean. Tad Jean, massive favorite. Both these guys are good. I've been on Romain both times. He's a round 1 KO merchant. It works for him. Works for him a lot. He used to be much worse. And Tad Jean is just an athletic dude with an overall well-rounded skill set. I bet him big. I don't usually bet singles like this. It was a similar price to his price here against Eric Alaquin on PFL Challenger Series. I just didn't think he could lose. He was a jiu-jitsu guy that was flopping to his back. He just hurt him multiple times around 1, 2, and 3. So I thought he covered that line. It looked like 80, 90%. But yeah, here I can't do it because, the Bane, Romain has that KO upside in 1 and 2, right? No one's ever finished Gene. He has lost decision before when he was young green on amateurs. So personally, it's a dog or pass. Romain, if he does win, he's got massive favorite upside with that KO in round 1. I like the under. The under was decent. And then obviously someone ruined the line with really low limits on Bet Online. So nothing for the time being. Props are out. Maybe look at some props. Maybe look at some Romain round 1. But yeah, dog or pass. Clear dog or pass. Both these guys can kill each other. But the only time Romain has been killed was against Panaz at light heavyweight, and he's fighting at welterweight now. So, and he didn't look undersized there. So both these dudes are really big. Dog or pass, maybe the under if you're feeling it. Let's move on. LP, BJ Penn is my brother. Is he actually your brother, like your natural born brother, blood brother? Let me know. Are you guys friends? And if you're friends, where are you from? I'd like to know a bit more about BJ Penn. Because you're both in my Discord. Tyler Diamond versus Otto Rodriguez. I went deep into Tyler Diamond. Obviously, he's an underdog here. Otto Rodriguez is a favorite. The difference is here, Otto Rodriguez is a blanket, a really strong positioning grappler, and he's physical. Whereas Tyler Diamond, he's a dog and he's a wrestler with not the best control. He can be taken down himself. I've seen John Neal take him down in LFA. I've seen what's his name? The Hillbilly in the UFC. Bryce Mitchell take him down when he was nowhere near as good as he is now in the UFC. He kind of threatened the guillotine there, looked for some reversals. And he wasn't easy to hold down. But yeah, I think he also has some issues with cardio and chin, He's been knocked out a bunch of times by Jay Cuccinello. Not knocked out, but he's dropped. John Neal dropped him hard. It's this dude in LFA that's retired now. Son Bing Joe dropped him. Brendan Loughlane looked like he had a lot more power than he does by dropping him all over the place. Even Maleed Kabilao dropped him. But yeah, I don't think Otto has the kind of power. But, it just seems to be more reliable to get takedowns and hold takedowns. And Diamond's look very inconsistent with his fighting. He hasn't fought since the Brendan Loughlane fight for 2 years. So I'm not sure what the issue with him is. A lot of these PFL fighters, they're moving up in weight. They're not fighting for a long time. So, yeah, stuff like that. But I guess it's a dog or pass, but I'm not I'm not against playing Otto as a favorite, right? Like I like what I see from him, and he's got a good arm triangle choke as well, which Mavleed hit on Tyler. When Mavleed took him down in round 2, Tyler had no get-ups. It was a whole round on his back, and then he got submitted. So I don't know. It's just I get playing him as a dog. I mean, there should be some value, but Otto just seems more reliable to grapple for 3 rounds and actually hold the guy down. So it's one of those fights I have no interest in. Let's move on. Don Madge, Brandon Ward. Speaking of fights that I have no interest in, very volatile fight. Whenever Brandon Irish Ward is in a fight, it's extremely volatile. I do like his style. It's kill or be killed. He came back from a long layoff, being a druggie, and he looked much better. He went on a little run of cans. Brendan Bell, Cassius Kane, Sabah Hamasi. I played the under 1.5 in all 3 of those fights. It was great. And then I played the under 4.5 against Logan Stoley, which was a generous price because Logan Stoley doesn't finish anyone, and he still got finished round 2 by Logan. Don Madge, well-rounded guy. He's moving up to welterweight, and obviously because of the PFL, and Brendan Ward's taking this on short notice, and he usually has horrible cardio, and he usually flakes nice and early. It's a tough one again, price-wise, and that's because Brandon Ward's probably going to be winning at the start, right? His wrestling is strong. He can take anyone down, and Don Madge has been taken down a bunch. You got taken down by nasty Nate Williams, for God's sakes, and then submitted him in round 2. And he's been knocked out as well by Rausch Manfio, and Brandon Ward can crack. And how is he going to handle those punches up a weight class? But if he gets extended, Brandon Ward he can't win decisions. It's impossible, right? Maybe he can with this new lease on life. He says he's training properly MMA now after coming back. His cardio looked decent against Sabah Hamasi. There was a war, and he knocked him out in round 2. But it's just one of those fights that's so volatile and tons of questions. Brandon Ward loves to get submitted, and Don Madge actually for a kickboxer from South Africa has really good submissions. A lot of submissions on his regional record, and then when he fought T. Edwards in UFC, he got taken down. He almost got an armbar, almost got an omoplata triangle, and obviously submitted Nate Williams, who's a black belt, probably one of the worst black belts I've ever seen. Gets submitted routinely by everyone. So yeah, I mean the under it's like close to pick him, which it's accurate. Like will Brandon Ward get finished or finish Madge under 1.5, or will he wrestle to the over? Will they strike patiently to the over? It's just another one of those fights that had to get rid. But it's a dog or pass, clear dog or pass. If I was going to play Don Madge, I'll play sub at $3.50. Not bad. So yeah, let's move on. Loriana Staropoli, Murad Ramazanov. Murad, massive favorite. He's a blanket from 1FC. He's fought some high-level dudes, Well, all these other guys, I have no idea who they are up until, he got up to Kadestam, who's the guy that knocked out Roberto Soldic, and then Soldic right after. That was a no contest from hitting him in the nuts. So he's got a good win or two, I guess. Yeah, just a blanket, extremely physical blanket. He's like dragging dudes on the ground, wraps their legs and drags them into the mount. Very strong guy. But yeah, blanket, not much finishing. Finished a dude in guillotine with a guillotine choke a few whatever ago, but he does have some ground and pound when he gets to mount. It's just, can he finish? Staropoli, decent dude, very active since he was in the UFC. He's lost this kind of matchup before to Jamie Pickett, and the leader of all people. So obviously his grappling is an issue, but he has good get-ups. And yeah, I can't play someone like Muradov at this juice line, when it's all about damage these days. So he obviously doesn't have elbows either. I thought I would like the over, but the over is set at 2.5 rounds, and now it's been steamed. Yeah, 2.5 rounds. If Murad is that good, maybe he gets a ground and pound finish late round 2, late round 3, and then the over still doesn't hit, and now it's been completely destroyed. So yeah, and I can't really play Staropoli. He got 4 wins in a row since leaving the UFC, but they're all just like regional dudes, and he almost lost to Leonardo Diamani. That was kind of like a controversial decision because he kept getting wrestled there. So yeah, just shit show fight to move on. Alrighty, Timo Kizriev, Brett Johns. Timo Kizriev, decent size favorite. A lot of people are parlaying him. He's one of these Dagestani coasters, just like Gadziev from week 1. These two remind me of each other. I was going to fade Gadziev against Solomon Renfro in week 1 just because I wasn't really impressed, and the guy slows down and not the best control. And it's the same with Timur. Timur Costa, decent striking. I'm impressed by his striking, much better than you think from these daggy dudes. And yeah, solid wrestling, really good athletically. And yeah, also kind of just slows and coasts to a decision, right? But with these guys, they just usually win minus EV. I contemplated fading with Brett Johns again, just like I contemplated fading his friend Gadzi, but I just feel like he's going to win a minus EV. Like, I wasn't really impressed with the decision over Weichel or his decision against Smullen. Gonzalez, I thought was a bit better because Gonzalez is a decent wrestler himself, and he just kind of out wrestled him, and didn't really leave any shadow of a doubt that he won a unanimous decision. But yeah, I would have been on Johns, but just watching Johns recently, his Karakano win was good. Karakano, I think, won the PFL Europe. He's just knocking everyone out. So that was his win. But then Jordan Winsky and even the David Kroll fight, Kroll took him down easily, and he lost position in round 3. Obviously, hit the triangle. I just think Kizria might have a more physicality and better striking. But I don't know. Do I want to parlay him? I guess he's the popular parlay piece this week. I don't have any parlays. I'll look into it, but yeah, the over is steamed like most of Brett John's fights, and Kizriev. Yeah, nothing I can make out of this fight, to be honest. Alrighty, let's address the comments, if there is any. LP, I'm from the UK and he's from Norway. Interesting that you guys are friends then, brothers from another mother. What do we got? I cannot wait to see BigSteve on UFC Fight Pass breakdown with Johnny the Greek, Nick Kalikis. Yeah, maybe one day, mate. I think I need to be more Twitter famous. Positional TKO maybe on Muri. Yeah, maybe. Muri TKO. Or maybe fight ends in TKO, because that's Staropoli's path. Alrighty, Adam Borix, Enrique Bazola. This is the first fight that I got close to entering on. Bazola was a big dog. I kind of liked it. Then the line got destroyed. And then I was like, Bazola's moving up here. I know Bazola very well. I've been on him a few times in Bellator and fading him. Know it very well. He'll come forward. He doesn't have much defense. He gets a lot of takedowns. His cardio is insane, but his positional control is not the best. He gets the back, and his jiu-jitsu is pretty bad. His rear naked choke is awful. He loses position a lot. And I thought, Borix has seen this style many times. Mike Hamill, Jeremy Kennedy, Mads Burnell, people, and he's beaten a lot of them. And he's in his natural weight class at featherweight, and because Bazola is hittable, he's going to be walking into a lot of things, and it's going to be classical damage versus control. And then someone's themed the Borix fight, and then he went from Pick'em down to Borix now the slight favorite. If anything, I think that's accurate. I just can't get a read. Pick'em feels like accurate. Bazola will hit takedowns. Bazola is better than Mike Hamill and Jeremy Kennedy. Jeremy Kennedy is an idiot. He tried a couple of takedowns, couldn't get him. Got his calf chewed off. And then round 3 went for takedowns and got him easy. So Mads Burnell as well is an idiot. He was just striking for 5 rounds, getting dropped. And I thought Patricio People was going to lose a striking fight to Borix, but Borix kept going for a flying knee and ending up on his back. So that was a massive red flag, IQ-wise. Yeah, I don't know. Now that the line is moved, it feels accurate, or it should still be Pick'em. It's just going to come down to damage versus control, but on a week where I'm really staying disciplined and I want profit, I don't think I can find any value on a Pick'em fight. That could look Pick'em. People playing Borix KO, maybe. The under 2.5 is very generous. Very generous. But who's going to get the finish there? It's going to have to be Adam Borix by KO. So I guess that's why a lot of people are playing KO. Let me just refresh my Bet365. We're getting over-unders. See if anything's interesting. Cool. Alrighty. Bubba Jenkins versus Kai Kamaka 3. This is one of the least interesting fights for me. I know people on Bubba Jenkins, who's a decent favorite now. He was more closer to Pick'em. And he's a wrestler. His boxing is not bad. He's kind of gassy. And Kai Kamaka, man, he's the epitome of fighting close. He lost the split to Justin Gonzalez, but there wasn't much wrestling. We'll speak about Gonzalez later on. That was a concern. Took him 3 rounds to KO Kevin Bohm. He smashed Adil Edwards, but that guy was just a non-physical dude. And Henry Corrales, where he had a 3-round striking fight, he lost the split as well. He lost to TJ Brown in a fight that he should have won, but because he fights so close, ended up being a split. Even Tony Kelly fight. Tony Kelly took that on short notice. He beat the crap out of Tony Kelly. And as the fight went on, he let Tony Kelly into the fight and made it competitive. So if Tony Kelly didn't go for a guillotine in round 3, he probably wins that fight, which is just not ideal. Obviously, he's improved a bit. He's 29. He's going to be the more eye-catching striker because he has a good calf kick. He's explosive. But Bubba does have good boxing. It's going to be a lot of grinding on the cage from Bubba. Kai is a good wrestler himself, but this is probably the best wrestler he's fought since Pierce. Well, he won round 1 against Pierce before he gassed out. But here, Jenkins is going to gas out too. So this just feels like this is going to go to a decision. 2 durable dudes. 2 dudes that fight close. Yeah, I don't see Bubba like rear naked choking him like he has to some of these dudes. So yeah, this just seems competitive. It's going to be back and forth. PFL judging, no idea. Now the line is actually blown out on Bubba a bit, so I'm considering Kai Kamaka now. Plus 130, $2.30 to be honest. Not bad at all. The over 2.5 rounds is minus 200. That could get my attention actually. That or Kai Kamaka money line, and just hope that he wins a split. Alrighty. I think someone left me a comment. Pepe Silvia, I can put in a good word for you to Kalikas. Why not, Pepe? Why not? I know you had a show. I couldn't watch it, man. I was going to watch it, and then I was just so busy. Bazola is getting tempting. Yes, I'm thinking that too. That fight, I just keep flip flopping. I like Bazola, then I liked Boris Ipicum, and now Bazola tempting again. AWMD, did you bet Aries today? No, I didn't. I didn't even know Aries was on actually today. Is it today? Let me check. I've got odds. Oh, they took it away. Oh, I guess it was today. No, guess not. What's good, fellas? Subhuman Gaucho, my man that's the residential footy guy in the Discord, but now all of a sudden he's doing hockey and killing it. Split live in Bubba Kamaka? Definitely. I think this is like the most split decision likely fight. Alrighty. Goiti Yamauchi, Naomi Gracie 2. One of the most useless rematches ever. I mean, they only just fought 1 fight ago, literally. With all the PFL and Bellator dudes, you'd think they'd match him up with someone else. But anyway, Goiti Yamauchi, massive favorite, obviously because he killed Neyman in the first fight. That was one of my big regrets, not going bigger there, because Goiti was a massive underdog, and I think that's because he was moving up to welterweight, but he already had a win at welterweight. And Neyman's not impressive at all. I played Logan Storley in a 5-rounder as a dog against Neyman. His wrestling's not that great, and he's hittable, and he's 35 years old. So now, obviously, the bookies have caught on, and Goiti is a massive favorite. I guess he should be. When I see the fight, I don't think Gracie can really get any jiu-jitsu off on Goiti. Goiti's not a Gracie or anything, but he's been training jiu-jitsu since he's 9. You can see that his control is elite. Elite pressure and control from him. His armbar is elite. When Gracie tried to take him down, he actually stuffed all his takedowns, even though one of his weaknesses is he can kind of pull guard a bit. He's really confident in the sweeps. But yeah, Gracie couldn't take him down, and then he just lit him up on the feet. He's got a lot more power. He's a lot cleaner. I think he's a lot more physical, even though he's up at welterweight. So yeah, I think it's his fight to lose. In his comeback from 2 losses, Gracie beat Dante Shiro, and Shiro is just another guard-pulling jiu-jitsu guy, and he took him down in all 3 rounds and got his back, and it was kind of competitive in round 1, but Dante is not really that great. It's a levels fight with Goiti, so I guess Goiti could be a parlay piece, but it's just parlaying PFL, man. They've absorbed Bellator, and now it's just even more of a retarded promotion. But $1.40, not bad. As long as he doesn't pull guard, which you never know with Goiti. At the under's not bad. I'm pretty sure the first fight ended in under 1.5 rounds, and the under 1.5 is It's almost plus 200. Let's see. No, he went over 1.5, but he's coming off that knee injury. He got knocked out, got kicked in the knee. Literally a destroyed kneecap. I don't know. Hopefully he's recovered from that. It's been more than a year. But yeah, the under's tempting, and yeah, the under 2.5 is tempting. It's plus money. Who knows? Maybe Gochi gets him out of there. Alrighty. Gabriel Braga versus Justin Gonzalez. Braga minus 200 favorite. Justin Gonzalez, decent dog. I've actually considered Justin as an underdog here. Only reason I haven't locked it in yet is just because he's harmless and his path is, like a competitive decision where he kind of mixes in takedowns. He doesn't really have any power whatsoever, and his striking is just volume, and his control is not that good either. So he did beat Kai Kamaka, who's another guy that I think is more explosive, got more power on the feet. He did outstrike Andrew Fisher for 3 rounds, and then awful look against Mads Bernal. He kept taking him down, but he kept getting swept. I don't know if that's live against Gabriel Braga. Pardon me, I got the hiccups. But Gabriel Braga, he's going to be the better striker. He's got a nice calf kick, which I think Justin is really heavy on that lead leg. And, look at Braga. He's took down Ago Huskic in his PFL debut. And you go back to his regionals, he's actually taking dudes and back taking them. So he's got a jiu-jitsu background as well. Justin's the wrestler, but again, you've seen getting swept by Mads Bernal, then has no get-ups. And, then I saw him get taken down by Timo Kizri a bunch of times. Obviously, Timo is good. Probably a better wrestler than Braga, but that's there, I feel like Justin gives me the vibe that he's one of these guys that can be taken down, even though he's the wrestler in the fight. But yeah, minus 200, like, will Braga cover? He's young. He's coming back from, his passing of his father, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be competitive on the feet. He was competitive with Chris Wade. Yeah, I don't know. Dog or pass, man. If you had to play Justin, I'll probably sprinkle a little decision. I just haven't come around to it. Yeah. Slim margins for Justin Gonzalez, but it's a clear dog or pass. All right. Got some comments. It's already finished. Any upsets? Any upsets in Aries? I know everyone said the card was dreadful for betting. All right. Sal, a level of competition goes to Kai, right? I guess, but Bubba has some good opponents, man. Wade is good. Brandon Loughlane is solid. LP, MMA Lock of the Night and BigSteve is a collab that must happen before I die. Yeah, I've been talking to Lock of the Night. He just doesn't want to do any appearances, obviously. Big Bird, just shut up and tell me you bet the Peruvian Khabib. That fight was ages ago, mate, and no, I didn't bet it. Logan Stoley versus Shamil Musayev. Alrighty, so Logan Stoley is a decent favorite, worse than minus 200, and people are parlaying him, which is interesting. I don't really trust the guy, personally. He's got a bunch of split decisions, does no damage from the top. And yeah, he's fighting Musayev, who I thought the guy was going to be awful because people are parlaying Stoley. And yeah, I don't think he's that bad. I think he's definitely the better striker. He's got a spinning back fist on his record. He has a spinning back kick against Alexei Kuchenko, a notably durable guy. He was in the UFC. I'm going to go on Kuchenko's record. I want to see if he's washed. 21-4, I doubt it. Yeah, he beat Tibau, lost the split to Magomed Alibekov, lost that decision to Shadabusi. We bet him there in PFL. Zaleski, Gilbert Burns. No, he's not washed. He's 39, but yeah, just Shamil Musayev ran through him with a spinning back kick to the liver. The 2 KSW fights, other than the spinning back kick, not amazing. He beat Uroš Jurisic, who was 11 and undefeated. And then he had a draw against Michael Pietrzak, who won round 1 against him. And he also lost the point for grabbing the cage. So when he won round 2 and 3, he ended up being a draw because of the 10-8. That Michal Pietrzak, 11-7, really salty record after that. And he took him down and, went straight to mount in round 1. I think that's why people are parlaying Logan Stoley. But that was in 2021, and he took 2 years off and then came back against 2.5 years off, almost 3 years off actually, and knocked out Alexander Kuchenko, and he's 30 years old now. I mean, you have to be really confident that he's just going to take down Musayev, who's also a wrestler, and just maul him to cover this minus 200. But Musayev is the way better striker. He's sharp. He reminds me a bit of Koreshkov, who we're going to talk about in the main event. You know, that spinning back kick is lethal, spinning back fist. But it's just, how's he going to handle the relentless grinding from Storley? I guess Storley's could win a minus EB grapple fest. But yeah, Shamil is a dog that I'm really considering, man. He's got, hard to say he's got KO upside because Storley, I don't think he's ever been knocked out. But he was hurt by Naaman Gracie. He was hurt by Amasov a bunch. Brendan Ward was just lighting him up with a jab. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. He trains. Musayev trains at the Golden Team, which, man, they got some good dudes. Ismailov, Garabekov, Ramazanov, 17-1. These are all. He trains with Anatoly Malakin, the beast from 1FC. So these are all animals there at that gym. So yeah, Dogger Pass, clear Dogger Pass. Let's see what the unders are. Do we have any unders? The under 2.5 is plus 125. That has my attention. This dude's finished a lot of dudes. Obviously, Logan Storley might ruin that. He did finish Brandon Ward, but Brandon Ward was, I think, injured and gassed there. Then he couldn't finish really anyone else. It's going to have to be ground and pound. Yeah, Dogger Pass. Let's move on. You got KHV or Octagon bets? I'll talk about Octagon after this. Are you doing Cage Warriors breakdown after this? Nah, Pepe, I'm not, because I haven't taped one fight. Big Bird, Logan is getting slept bad one of these days. Well, tell me, mate, is he getting slept today so we can play it? Brandon Locklane, Pedro Carvalho. On the surface, this seems like a massive squash match. Pedro Carvalho, you know, he's extremely, extremely chinny. And, you know, Brandon is one of the best PFL dudes. He's already won the million. He's got really slick boxing. He's beat Chris Wade, Bubba Jenkins, Tyler Diamond, a bunch of dudes. And he had a close fight with, Kabalaev. But personally, I think he's been looking slow for a while now, you know. That Uhuskic fight, his eye closed up. He barely won. The Cotto fight before that, he got dropped bad. He had to wrestle. I thought he looked bad before he knocked out Marlon Moraes, like gassed, and he was blowing out. That whole season where he won, he looked bad, but then he kind of picked it up against Wade. I bet him as an underdog in London there. Beat the crap out of Bubba Jenkins, and then got knocked out by Jesus Pinedo. I just think, now that he's won a million, I just think he's less interested. He's got so much wear and tear on his body. Carvalho, Carvalho has the issues with the takedown defense, and he has the issues with the chin, but his volume's insane, and he's hard to submit, and he keeps coming back up. So he's going to pace people. He might pace Brandon, because Brandon is so low volume, providing his calf kick doesn't get knocked off. And, considering how chinny he is, doesn't really get finished much. Jeremy Kennedy couldn't do anything. Mads Bernal he beat Mads Bernal. Piotr Nadzeski, this Polish dude with a big power, kept dropping him, but he kept getting up, and he almost lost a split. Daniel Vachel kept dropping. I was on them as a big dog against Daniel Vachel, and Daniel Vachel just kept dropping him with everything he touched them with. That chin is dreadful. And then, finally took Aaron Pico to knock him out, but he almost made it to round 2. So I was considering the over 1.5, but it's just steamed. It's so steamed. It's minus 200. But now I'm kind of considering the under 1.5, But it could be tilting. It could be tilting because, unless you're a one-punch KO power, Carvalho usually survives, multiple knockdowns. And Brandon's just going to be, hitting the calf kick. That's his main thing. At the under 2.5, which I have on Bet365, it's pick'em. It's pick'em. That might be the thing. The thing is, usually when Pedro goes over, he never really gets finished in under. Like, he's going to decisions. Decision. People knock them out. That means nothing. Yeah, interesting. Maybe even play the over 2.5. Maybe go the whole way, play the over 2.5 and pick him. and it's just a competitive decision. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a dog or pass. Surprisingly, I wouldn't be parlaying Brendan. I think if he doesn't finish Pedro, this could be a very sweaty fight. I maintain that he looks a bit washed, and Pedro is still 28 years of age. That's crazy. All right, let's move on to the main event. Andrei Koreshkov, Magomed Umalatov. This is a great fight for PFL Bellator. You know, these two Russians, really good Russians. You know, 27-4, 14-0. Umalatov never lost. Umalatov was a decent favorite, and now the line has closed in. I really considered Koreshkov, and then, you know, some people in my Discord played it. It's just I couldn't get a read. You know, I couldn't get a read because I was wondering why Umalatov is such a favorite. Koreshkov a lot more tested, but you watch Koreshkov's fights, and he's fought a whole lot of not amazing dudes in Bellator. You know, fought Lorenz Larkin twice, lost a split and won a split. Both those fights were unimpressive to me. He beat Sabah Homasi, that's unimpressive to me. Chance Recountry, you know, I thought Chance had a good chance there. Yeah, pardon the pun. If he didn't eat a brutal spinning back kick. And yeah, then he beat Lorenz in the rematch, and again, it was a split decision. It looked like he was going to get knocked out. So he's a bit older now. He's 34. He has a ton of 33. Pardon me, ton of mileage. He's been knocked out a bunch, you know, by Lima. I think Lima submitted him as well. Yep. Slows down. He's more kicking oriented. A lot of kicks. That spinning back kick is brutal. Whereas Umalatov also has a brutal overhand right, and his distance management is a bit better. He's just bouncing around looking for the overhand right. The reason why I can't play Umalatov at minus money is because whenever he goes to a decision, he doesn't really look impressive. You know, the best guard that he's bought recently is Leandro Silva. Leandro Silva was in the UFC, and he's an octagon mainstay, and he's a really tough out. He's got good Muay Thai power and good jiu-jitsu. So Umalatov just won a competitive 29-28 against them. And everyone else, you know, Delano Taylor, El Hassani, Al Salabi, just chinny dudes. And when he couldn't knock out, Nabil Lopez kind of went to an unimpressive decision as well, kind of slowed down. So yeah, both these guys are kind of like unimpressive, competitive to me. I don't know how to get a read, you know, playing Umalatov at minus money. I guess it's come in now. I just have this allergic thing to slight minus money if I can't get a read, you know. I just feel like it's accurate. I'm more drawn towards dogs. But yeah, I don't know, Koreshkov. I feel like Koreshkov needs a finish. I feel like he needs to finish. I don't know. This is a tough fight. I wish I could have a more detailed breakdown on the main event because it's a high level fight. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these PFLs have been high level. They've got some good PFL dudes versus good Bellator dudes, but it's been hard to get a read for me personally. Yeah, maybe the plus 130 the people have got on Koreshkov was a good bet. But yeah, personally, I passed. And yeah, the under 2.5 rounds, you know, it's a pick 'em. I guess both these dudes have KO power. That could be the side. It's just I've never even seen Umalatov hurt. That's my issue. What's Big Bird saying? Umalatov round 1 KO. Thank me later. Yeah. I mean, Koreshkov's not really chinny. That's the thing. Oh, maybe he is, but he just gasses. All right, that's it for me. What do I got? Let's quickly go through this, and I'll give you my octagon reads, and then we'll move on. Romain Dibian, Tadjin, Dogopas, Tyler Diamond, Otto Rodriguez. I can't even say Dogopas because I'm impressed with Otto's control. Don Marge, Brennan Ward, Dogopas, I guess, or maybe Marge submission. Staropoli, Murad, yeah, nothing here. Kizriev, Brett Johns, yeah, I guess Kizriev, you can parlay. Borix, Barzola, I don't know. I'm flip-flopping on this fight. I guess Barzola's a dog now. Bubba Jenkins, I'm considering Kai Kamaka at the over 2.5. Goiti should win, maybe the under. I'm considering Justin Gonzalez made a decision. Shamil Musayev, Logan Stoley, I'm really considering Shamil. Maybe play KO or something. Brendan Loughlin versus Pedro Carvalho, yeah, dog or pass. Umalatov, Koreshkov, I have no idea. I could make an argument for both. Maybe the favorite now. Alrighty. Let's quickly go. I've only taped a couple of octagon fights for you, so. ACA, I've only taped Erokin. Erokin versus Kai Bittencourt. Bittencourt was on Contender Series, lost to that Chechnyan. Albert Duraev. Yeah, Bittencourt is really Erokin is really old, man. He's like 39. and I've seen him hurt a bunch. I thought Bittencourt could maybe KO him, but he's moving up from middleweight, and Eric used to be a heavyweight, and he's knocking dudes out of heavyweight, so I don't know. Could be a big step up in power and stuff. As for Octagon, come on, you fucker. Octagon, what did I tape? I taped Megan Morris, Atina Alvarez. I mean, it's a clear dog of pass. A lot of people have played Alvarez. I'm close on that one. I have to retape. I just can't get a read on Alvarez. I mean, she's losing striking decisions. And Morris will grapple hard, and she's very hittable, which is why she should never be played as a favorite, but she's just going to keep coming, and Alvarez is hittable too, so it's a mess. It's a mess. If I play it, it will be a system play. You know, you got to play the big low-level women's underdog. Nothing else. I know Diedrich at -200. I'm going to look to possibly fade him. Mixed 10. A lot of these fights I have to tape still. Andrei Kalashnik, Liam Esteban. I'm really considering Esteban. He was +180, now he's +150. I'm still considering it because if he's going to win, it's probably going to be a finish and he's going to look favorite. His cardio is dreadful. That's the only issue. And Andre will grapple. But Andre is just extremely, extremely fragile. It reminds me of that Topolage bet that we had. Topolage was fighting like that washed striker. And, you know, he doesn't have the best cardio, but he's a round 1 merchant. And he just round 1 KO'd the washed striker. So I can kind of see the same thing happening here. Other than that, Akon Wanlist versus Siraj. I passed on this fight originally when it was Pick'em. I just couldn't get a read. I really wanted to fade Wanlist. But both these dudes are kind of like chinny and give me flaky vibes. But they both have finishing upside. So, yeah, Pick'em felt accurate. Maybe a poke Siraj at dog money. Daniel Squad, Will Fury. I taped this in detail. Yeah, Fury's just going to wrestle his ass off. But no way I can play him -200. He's been knocked out before. Squad has the better striking. He's brutal in the clinch. My just issue is that he strikes into the clinch. He can't fight long. So he's going to fight into the clinch, and then Fury's going to grapple him, and it's going to be messy. He might take him down. You know, Squad's going to go for a guillotine, do stupid shit. Yeah, but it's good at dog pass, man. I think he might light up Fury on the feet. The question is, will Fury be more juiced in PFL or will he be more juiced in Octagon? I'm going to say probably PFL. Alright, that's about it. I'm going to go hard on Cage Warriors after this. I'm still looking for my bet. Still looking for profit. Only 1,000 down for this month. Unfortunately, I lost my KSW and first UFC profits thanks to a big loss last week. But new units, you know, $2,000 units, you're going to win more, you're going to lose more. That happens. I'm actually content. I thought I was going to lose every bet. I thought I was going to lose Armin as well. That would have been a big hole. But yeah, if I was more patient, I would have made a good profit last week. But shit happens. You gotta be disciplined. I always gotta be in my disciplined shell, where people make fun of me for not making bets, but that's how I make the most profit. So, was my boy Big Bird saying I would keep an eye on the Siraj line, ballooned up to 150 when I entered an hour ago. Well, that would definitely be a bet for me. Thanks for letting me know. I assume that's on Bet Online. Yeah, that could be it. I have this sneaky feeling that Octagon is going to have the most plays. But yeah, I'll keep looking at props on PFL. I'm going to start on Cage Warriors. Obviously, I'm not doing Aries because that's gone. Didn't realize it was today. And yeah, I'll do some ACA. I don't know how long do we have till ACA. But yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe, and peace out, boys and girls.